to all the parents present here this evening. So before we start our discussion for today, here's a little information about Mitra for Life and the work we do. We are a community working towards empowering children and young adults with autism and special needs to be independent and help them integrate better in a social setup. We have online parent forums, panel discussions, and we curate new experiences, be it a day trek, festival celebrations, our flagship musical event, #Unlabel, and more. We recently launched the Dads Club on Father's Day and a youth club just last week focusing on online socials for youngsters by engaging with college volunteers. We strongly believe in the community coming together and would love for all of you to be a part of our community. Do look us up on mitraforlife.org for more details. Now it is my pleasure to welcome today's guest, Mrs. Jayashree Vaidishwaran, founder of the Amog Trust. She has been working with differently able students for a very long time. She started as a scribe and volunteer in Delhi, and while in Chennai, she supported an autism resource center called We Can. After coming to Bangalore, she worked in the Rainbow Center for Autism, a wing of the Spastic Society of Karnataka, where she got an opportunity to train special children in computers. So this experience with special children combined with her computer knowledge is what led to the birth of Amog's project on working with adults with special needs. She has also done a program on social entrepreneurship and is an active member in Social Venture Partners, a not-for-profit organization in venture philanthropy. A warm welcome once again to this forum, ma'am. I now hand it over to you to talk about engagement and livelihood options for adults with special needs. Over to you.
Thank you, Samyukta. Thank you so much. It's my pleasure indeed that I've been invited to join you all and then learn more about the work you people are doing. And it's very great to see the way you have shared your events and your whatever efforts on, working with specific to autism. And also, I'm sure you must be also including other groups also. Like, since you have invited me, I'm taking it for granted that it's not only in autism, but also with the other disabilities, similar disabilities. So before I get into further discussion, let me just give you a brief about what Amog does. So I will just share a small PPT and also side by side explain to you, share with you all how it all started and then what we are doing at present. Especially since last year, all of you, like all of us are, I would not say sailing in the same boat, sailing in the different boat in the same sea of pandemic, I think. So let me just share the screen and start my presentation, and then we'll so we are a charitable trust with all ATG, 12A and all. So we registered our trust in the year 2012. And then since then we were looking at, doing some meaningful projects and not only just a checkbook cutting, donations for various projects and then just get away with the trust work. So when we started the trust, all our trustees decided that we should go for a live project where we can see, the participation of all the stakeholders, and also there should be a physical contribution from the trust also. So then we, since I being the part of Spastic Society of Karnataka, I was introduced to various options by them, thanks to Dr. Rukmani Krishnaswamy and Mrs. Dave and others who have been a major support for all our work, whatever we have been initiating. And we got introduced to AMBA because none of us are like, before all that, I would like to also, connect you with my colleague Akhila Krishnamurthy, who is also joined. We both are the co-founders of Amog. So she is also there in the meeting today. So I'm happy to share her also in this meeting. So we both, with our exposure on disability and also the support from SSK, so we decided to do a project on for differently abled adults based on the advice given by Spastic Society, and where we got connected to AMBA. So AMBA, I think you must be all aware of Sugandha Sukritraj, where she has been doing a lot of computer-based data entry program, and she has also been offering train the trainer programs to NGOs. So that was our first step on learning something to work with differently able group in a structured manner. Like I was always exposed to different kinds of disabilities, but looking at a project specific to an adult, so we decided let's start with a computer-based program. So our mission is to fulfill the aspirations of differently abled and empower them to be self-reliant as they grow. Because as you become adult, the next thing I think as a parent, as a society, everyone looks at what are all the accomplishments they have achieved, or what are all the ways they are looking at for getting into the next level of their growing. So this was the first batch of our group. Before we started the group, we made a lot of recce on, visiting all the NGOs, and then talking to them about the computer program, what we intended to start. And all the special school principals were so supportive, and they connected us immediately to the parents group. And then immediately within no time, our first group of 13 adults with different disabilities, it just formed. And then by that time, we also got a space from Seva in Action at Koramangala, thanks to them. So we just started in a 12 by 10 room with, of course, we got a good support from corporates on, setting up the center for our computers. So that's where our first project Diksha started. And then in no time, I would say in a matter of 8 to 10 months, all these 13 students were so able that they were looking at, getting some real-time work for, how to engage them. So the next thing also, we immediately spread the word on, getting some outsourced work for them. So immediately Seva in Action was kind enough to, give their yearly annual reports, past annual reports for as many 15 to 20 years. Annual reports were all in hard copies. And they started working on digitizing that work. And that came out so well. I think they continuously finished whatever was till then it was there in hard copy. It all got transferred to soft copy. So that was our first project on outsourcing and then earning for them. So in no time, I would say in 10 to 12 months, these students picked up working on data entry and computer-based work. So we started spreading around the word for, how to enable them to earn out of whatever they are learned. So that is where the project Pragati we set up. Pragati is the work center where they all deliver work. So now when the group was formed, we have all these kinds of disabilities. So it's not only autism specific. We have ADHD, CP, Down syndrome, multiple disability, MR, and even MI, I would say mental illness also. Recently, since ever we started working with NIMHANS, they have been forwarding candidates, mixing with autism and mental illness and so many other combinations of disabilities. Each individual has different range of, difficulties within disabilities. So that is where we started working. So ours is a very inclusive group, I would put it, rather, not a very specific autism group or other disabilities group. It's a very inclusive group. We have around, I think I would say one-fourth or one-third of autism children, but a very different, each child is very different in our group, very social. They have a very good bonding and they mix up very well, and they are very efficient in their work also, other than the other group of students also. Then, so the digitization work, every year we have been trying to manage to get some work from corporates and different organizations, and they deliver work and then they try to earn, and the work is given to them. Whatever earning is given back to them as stipends. And recently, since last year during this pandemic, we got, all of you must be aware of the Mission 1000 training offered by Enable India. So Amog was part of the digitization training with them. So when the digitization training ended, an internship started. We got a work from Saksham, an NGO from Delhi, where they are working for creating contents, book contents for visually impaired. So that came as an internship program, work for the digitization training students post Mission 1000. And after the internship, the pandemic also got started, and then everyone were at a loss how to, progress and then find out what is the option for the next step. So that is where then we pursued, and then we really followed up with Enable India and Mission 1000. We got connected to Saksham during last April, during the peak pandemic time. And then at that time, Saksham was very kind enough because they had also a huge quantum of work, backlog of work piled up due to, the pandemic. And then they were also trying to find out how was the training happened with Mission 1000 and what is the outcome. And then we got connected, and then we assured them that we will form the group of students who have already learned digitization. And then they've also got exposed to this work through this training. And so we started sometime in last May on a great project of this content editing for Braille purposes. And over the year, within 1 year, we have delivered around, I would say around 50,000 pages last year. And now, till now, around, I think we'll be achieving around 90,000 pages over a period now, till now. So that is the type of, and also the unique project, there is one unique thing on this is since Amog, the Saksham made Amog as the nodal NGO, collaborating with other NGOs also. So now, not only Amog students, 5 more NGOs along with Amog students are working on this project. So almost around 53 students are now delivering this work. So it has been a very great, successful work from home model, which it has emerged out of this pandemic time, I would say. And it is working great with all the parents also, because now that they are sitting at home, parents are the first facilitators in this program. So thanks to all the mothers from Amog, I would say those who are working in this project, the children's parents have been extremely cooperative, and they have learned this work also as a first facilitator. They help them if they get stuck on the work, and then very specifically they have been trained on this. And the success of the program, I think, clearly goes to the parents and mothers especially, and some of the mothers have become our validators. They have got into a staff role now. So this work has been going on even otherwise earlier than this digitization work. We were also working heavily on bulk scanning. So those are areas, different areas of work which our students are very able and capable of delivering work. So these are specific areas which we have found out that these students can deliver and earn a living out of it. They can earn something very decently and then be a part of, even if not on the mainstream, they can still get into at some level of working on these areas and then try to earn on all these things. So this Saksham now has become a big success, where now we are also offering it to NGOs. We have formed a train the trainer program, where every month we are now offering to 2 NGOs. So their trainer can come and learn it, and we are not charging on anything. Even otherwise, since we are a trust, we are not charging anything for our students. It is just that after few years, where we were advised very strongly by various experts that don't give anything free. So we are just at the entry point, we just take some registration charges. That's all. Otherwise, whatever the earning comes, the income generated goes back to the students as a group as their earnings. So NGOs now have started coming to us for training, and then they are now forming the group to get on to enable these students to work on this project. So other than the Pragati Work Center, so we are also working on products, making different products. So when we started in the year 2013, After 1 year itself, we realized, because there has been continuous inquiry from all sorts of, all walks of life, from schools, from, parents group, from organizations on, what is the program available post school. After special schooling, parents are looking at various options, on training and other things and all. But all the students are not able to get into the computer program. So then we started working on based on their abilities, what all things can be trained. So we just did for at least for an year, we just did a trial on their ability on cutting, pasting, coloring, and then, coming out with some workshops, and then doing some small things, products out of their own ability. And then we realized that there we can do, maybe categorize it as sustainable products, and then art based products, because not all children are artistic or the interest to work on art also. So you have different kinds of students. So each individual, I think you'll all agree, they are made to themselves. So though we categorize them as autism or MR or something, so I think we need to work on individuals and then look at their ability and their interest, and then, channelize their ability. So that's where we started with product making. So we have, so these are the outcome of untapped skills of among students. And then, I'll show you what all products we are making. So even the product making group also, whatever the sale proceeds, everything is pulled up and then given back to them as stipends to them. So then, so we started with this leaf product. This is also a very useful low skill project where, making these leaf cups and plates, which is, sorry. So this project we started in the year 17, and then we got the full support from from a parent from Chennai, who helped us in setting up the whole project, including sharing the details of machinery and everything. But this product is a very good product, totally fully engaged by students, and they themselves produce it. Like there is just one supervisor, one resource who helps in supervising, including the machine operation. The different levels of categories of students are working in this product, and then substantial capacity is also been achieved now. So we are ready to take bulk orders. And so then we do make different types of kinds of bag, boys and girls who are very good, they have more interest to work on products than sit in the computer and then do. So we have a group of students who are more onto these, making different kinds of bags, Then we have also recently, since 2 years, working on weaving. Weaving is one therapeutic thing, including autism, where, you can provide them a avenue for coming out with their own creative ideas. So we learned ourselves and then set up this project in 2019. And then we have tabletop looms, which is very, very user friendly. So we have tried various things, all thanks to pandemic. Now we are slowed down on this, but a lot of products has been developed out of this. So students are now ready with stoles and scarves, borders, and we have created products out of that, passport holders. So you can do n number of things out of this weaving, and we have around 15-20 students working on these things. Then we have the usual seasonal products like diyas during Diwali. So we take bulk orders and work on it. Then we also work on these candles and coasters. And so now Rakhi is coming. So we have already got inquiries on Rakhis. So we have started working on that. And then chocolates also. Chocolate making is also like, see all these work. So again, the whatever artwork which has been done by our students, it's all scanned. And then we have printed cards out of this, which can be a multi-purpose card. You can use it for various purposes. And then we have envelopes, and then paper roll is a very, I would say, a therapeutic activity started more for the hand movement and other things. But again, the outcome has been so good, though. So we try to develop some products out of that, which has also been welcomed by people who look for different gift options. So overall, we have these programs like Diksha, Pragati, Ananya. So we have Diksha and Pragati for computer-based work, and then sheltered workspace. The Ananya is a sheltered workspace for product making. And then so all these various products are also, we also look at the eco-friendly option, organic and eco-friendly and recycling. So we do recycle cloths, saris and dupattas, make bags out of that. Then recently we also started with making bioenzymes, making bulk quantity of bioenzyme liquid out of citric peels. So those are very, very engaging thing. Also income generation point of view, these are things we have realized that it has a very high scope if you develop it further, and then maybe at what point we'll get into an enterprise level, we don't know. But still, these are options which we have been offering to parents. And then as we grow, I think we'll realize how we are going to take all these projects further. So basically, these are the, I'll stop sharing. So I think I've sort of conveyed all the things, what has been happening at Amog, and then I look forward to you people now on any of your questions or anything you want to know more about what we are doing.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That was indeed fulfilling aspirations of the young adults with special needs.
Thank you. Thanks.
So many projects are there.
Yeah.
I would like to know as, online, how were you doing? Other than the Saksham project, the Ananya project and all, were you able to do it online?
Yeah, so that's that. It has sort of slowed down, but the some of the paper bag, a lot of paper bags has been made at home now. So at least some 6 to 8 students have been able to work on newspaper bags, because their learning on bags should not go these students tend to forget also things easily, what they learned. So as a matter of practice, we have been telling them, but now during this pandemic, lot of this organic farm people, they have been asking for orders, so we're trying to inquire for bags. So we have got some 2-3 regular customers who have been buying from us. So for that matter, so parents are helping, they're making bags at home. And similarly, we have also been working on weaving also now recently, the warping has been done at the center, and then we are sending the looms to home, so that the parents also, the mothers, few of them know it also, and we all come on video calls and then try to help them if they have been stuck on something, or facilitate them like that. So that way, so we are trying our hard to and very few students are still coming to Amog, because their facility has not been good at home to work on all these things, or they don't listen to their parents on working. So they feel better to, parents also feel better to send them to a center, so that they are more productive in a better as environment, like a training center, than at home, because it's quite normal, like any child. Why only our child, anyone for that matter, anything structured in a proper formal place, they tend to work much better than in a very informal environment like a home, so few students are coming. So with them, we are able to work on the bioenzyme and the chocolates and other things and all. So we are pulling very hard, but it's been, by God's grace, it's been going on well, I would say, in spite of all these things. Because of all the supports, I think the parents have been extremely cooperative. I would put all the credit to them, and also our team of resources. We have a team of around 12 to 13 resources. So along with that, we are doing a lot of virtual sessions now. So we have volunteers, we have interns, like till now we had a group of interns from who did an excellent. So on personality development, we do a lot of programs on, quiz and then conversation and other things and all. Then we have a regular session of yoga and workouts and other things and all. And then like you mentioned on music, So music is, I think, one of the greatest therapy which has been especially in this pandemic. So we have a music teacher who takes regular sessions for our students. So over and above, we also get corporate volunteers and interns from colleges who have been helping on virtual sessions. So all this put together, our hands are tight. We are almost working similar to what it was earlier also. I mean, for the people who are running, for the resources and other people. Students, of course, miss on their coming to AMOG regularly, but the work has been going on. I think since the 13th or 14th we reopened when the relaxation started in June, pandemic. So since then we have opened the center, and then after a week, the students also few students have started coming. Parents keep coming and give. We pool the bags made by them, and then we try to send it across to people who have ordered and all that. So that is how we have been managing. But this the digitization, I would say, is growing very well. Touched wood by the grace of God, and also Saksham has been very supportive on providing this as an avenue for our type of students to livelihood option for them. So when we told them, and then when they realized on the quality of the work also, they got very impressed, because we have formed a very like a BPO sort of a system we have evolved now. There is a clear-cut proofreading and the validator. So the quality check is done by all our resources, where we have pitched in now our mothers also. So that way it's a so they know the value of this project. That's where the mothers and parents are also very supportive to this thing. So at home, they have created an environment like where they, after the virtual session, they start working by 11 o'clock till 4 to 5 in the evening. So the whole day goes like a work from home for anyone. Say if a father is also working from home, their brothers, sisters are also working from home, why not themselves also? So that sort of an environment is helping them actually.
Okay, okay. So, ma'am, is it that whoever comes to your center, they get the placement opportunity once they learn the work, the skill?
See, we ideally, I would say we started as an engagement program for them. So as we are growing now, see, the sheltered workspace has been working very well for us, and the enabling employment opportunity category of students we have found out very less in our group. But still, as and when we get an inquiry, we try to connect them with opportunities. So as such, we don't have the bandwidth for connecting with the companies and then placing them and all that, but through our own contact, we try to help them to connect with them.
Okay. And so many projects are already there, the Diksha, Pragati, Ananya, Weaves. So anything else you want to start off? Any new project you want to take up?
Not at present. Within this itself, how to grow within this, all these categories only we are looking forward to, because the different levels of work options are now emerging. One is the work from home. See, even the present pandemic situation is going to continue at least for minimum an year. That's what I think. So I don't know. I mean, I may differ with you all on that, but at least for next 1 year or 1.5 years, even if the world opens for our category of students, we would like to play it in a at most safest mode. So to that extent, I would say the work from home and the sheltered workspace has been more effective than employment opportunity, because employment opportunities, so many of them have lost jobs in this pandemic, and especially the disabled category, whoever has got placed. I have been getting inquiries from various candidates who have lost jobs in different types of wherever they got placed. So with this being the scenario, the whatever option AMOG has been offering, parents seems to be quite happy with this, because they are looking more at their health point of view, engagement point of view, then the option of earning comes. So to that extent, with the pandemic, quite a few of them have got into health issues also. I think you parents will know better. Even in our own group, few of them have got into mental illness. They've got into, I mean, these are tough situations for parents to tackle them at home and then manage them. So with that, employment is just the second option for them. They look forward to other things as priority, based on the condition of their own children. So when it comes to that, it's up to the parent to choose what is the most important thing for them at this point of time. So even the aspirations and all at this point of time, we feel it is. I mean, we don't want to take it up very seriously with them now. Let this pandemic ease out. Move on further. We have to sail through these difficult times, and then maybe after an year, once things settle down or emerge some new model, some new normal, then we can, I think, start working on and inquiring, and then also make them make them think more on what you should do with your children and other things and all. Till then, I feel whatever is, I mean, we have to sail through this. Whatever has been doing, whatever they are doing, I think we have to encourage them and then keep doing it. But I would like to hear from parents what is their experience and views on this pandemic, how they are engaging their children at home. Because your parents group are new to me, so I would be happy if I can hear any of your parents.
Yes, sure, ma'am. Before that, would you like to bring Akhila, ma'am, since she's here, your partner?
Yeah. Akhila, would you like to talk on something?
Yeah,
Yeah, please share your thoughts on this.
yeah. Good evening. I think Jayashree has given this whole picture of what we do at Moog. Yes, regarding aspirations, fulfilling aspirations is a very general term, but what we strive to is at least do what best we can in what with all the limitations that we have, everything. So project wise, yes, we are trying to engage them, empower them, everything. New projects are also in the pipeline. We are all thinking ultimately how to make them earn some money and make them a little economically independent is the goal. So we are working towards that. We'll welcome ideas from others like you also as to what we can do to make them. And with each student it is different. So the skilling a student, they may fall in the same category of autism or any other disability, but even within that category each one is different, each one's ability is so we are taking it trying to skill them according to their ability and see what best we can do. That's how we work individually with each student to better their bring out their ability and make them do their best.
Yeah. So as I mentioned, our program starts for 18 plus. So when we when we get an inquiry, we spend a lot of time in understanding the whole background of the candidate. Based on their whatever schooling and then their health condition and other things and all. So that's where we also try to find out what is the best way for them to put them on to expose them onto what all the skills and the interest and matching it with their ability and everything.
Ma'am, how do you tackle kids with autism who are always on roaming around, or the autism or the ADHD kids? How do you tackle them?
So we have all type of students, don't worry, who are working very well now. Actually, in spite of their roaming around, so we have put some schedules for them. You have to maintain some timing, and then you can roam around. So take a break after 1 hour. So we have made some models, so for them. But I would say their engagement is the main thing. I think based on their interest to get engaged to some activity has helped them very well. So over a period that has helped them to come out of their whatever restlessness or roaming around or self-talking or behavior issues. I think all those things have been based on what our experience is, the engagement and their interest. It has to match very well. So we have a student, I would say a classic example of an autism boy who's a non-verbal boy who is very talented, who he can do computer very well, he can do artwork very well, he can make bags very well, he can work on leaf products very well, but his interest is on one specific thing, whereas the parents who initially wanted him to work on digitization. But now after the pandemic, they have realized very well that it is not that he is interested at all in computer work. So he is making colorful bags. He enjoys that colorful surroundings, sticking and then cutting and then making bags and all that. And he loves to sing. Though he is non-verbal, he sings beautifully. So now, see, each individual has their own interest and their own ability and skill and all that. So we have to really, it's a journey only, I think, with each student. We have to really try to enrich their whatever ability and also match it with interest. So I think parents play a very big role on this.
Jayashree, I would like to add one point here. Like in at Amog, we have a mixed group. It is not exclusively autism or exclusively MR or something. So we have a mixed group. I think this it helps the students with autism also to be in a mixed group is always helping them because they learn by looking at others. They may not interact with others, but they see what others are doing and they learn quickly. And they learn their behavior also is much better when they are in a group like mixed group. That is what is my observation. Yes, we have to make them sit and all. We have to struggle. We have to, that's what each student is different. So we have to, like, for example, Vignesh, he is a student of Amog. He wouldn't sit for 5 minutes in one place. His mother has to hold his hand 24/7 a day. But
no, we worked for how many years? I think we have more than 2 years we took for him to settle down. The minute he used to enter, he used to hit someone and run around and mother used to be so, this thing, it really took to but I would salute the mother because she believed on something. We also believed on something. After 2 years, he settled down very well. Now he is longing to come back to Amog. Actually, he does.
He can do weaving. He can do any other work that is a bag making. Everything he can sit for 2-3 hours and do that. So that it's a big achievement for his mother and for us also. I mean, it's maybe a small thing for the people who see from outside, but we have seen how it has worked for him. So our success can be measured in these terms only, not how much he's earning or what is saying. So it is so the being with others it helps a lot, not excluding them, just making one group of autism kids like that. Instead of that, you put them with others, and of course there has to be a caretaker for difficult students or mothers, somebody, but it helps them a lot because they learn a lot looking at others, and they would
definitely. I think including autism, as Akhila said, our experience has been, we have different, even like you say, it's a spectrum. So we have non-verbal autism boy, we have a verbal boy, we have a very friendly boy also who is in the spectrum. So, how do you measure? I don't know, but our experience is all these boys have benefited out of the group because they are so friendly with others, they miss them now. And then we have girl also with autism. So we have all types of autism in our group, other than the other categories also. But their bonding and their friendship and other things, it is emerging so well. So it is an inclusive setup. Now, when you're talking of inclusivity, within our own disability, first let's get included and then let's look at an open world for them. All of them look at an open world for them. So that way we feel it is helping. So this is our observation. I mean, we may differ with any experts, but has been, it's now 8 years since we have been, so right from day one, our first student, 2 students, one Kiran is a severe MR student who has really come out well with product making. The other student is autism boy Faraz, who speaks in syllables, but who is a very friendly guy. And till now he enjoys coming to Amog. But he's also a severe autism boy with a lot of other issues. But even with all these issues, he's really come out very well in social skills. He now talks to people. He wants to meet people. He will share even in virtual sessions on quiz and other things. He's able to answer very well now. So he enjoys that sort of exposure, So all that thing we feel is all due to the group, multiple, the different categories group, into same group.
Really inspiring, and so happy to know about the students and the way they are progressing. So, I mean, there are few, I mean, questions in the chat box. Like,
Yeah.
are you in any way planning to expand to other cities?
No, I don't know. See, we would be happy to help people setting up something like Amog in other cities. We can definitely do that. We don't have plans to have a branch or there. Like, see, the digitization project right now, we have been offering it to other cities now. So people from Ranchi, Mysore, and then now Bombay also people are talking for training, and also we are collaborating. We are ready for collaboration with any NGOs because we are just a trust. We are not a commercial school or training center. We'll be very happy to always share with you all whatever our experience and also help you on setting up something. So definitely we'll be happy.
Yeah, there's a lady from Coimbatore. My son is a graduate in animation looking for some home-based computer-related job.
Okay.
So if you can help him in some way.
So right now, actually, I can connect them with, Mission 1000. There has been a lot of internships and trainings happening. So I'm also part of Disability NGO Alliance. You must be all aware of DNA, right? So DNA, I'm a part of executive committee of DNA. So DNA is a very unique body, I would say. For the first time in India, Karnataka is the first front runner in forming this platform for Disability NGO Alliance, where it is helping now. See, this sort of collaboration way of working, it is helping for us. Our first, one of the initiative is, vaccination program. Now the new committee started from January. So the South Zone vaccination for differently able was fully done by Amog with collaborating with all the NGOs from South Zone, South Bangalore. So now we have, so the collaborative model has started already on other things. So we can look at various other options, including working together on products. Why not look at how to make similar products and look at volumes together. So a lot of things, I would like to hear the parents to come out with ideas also on all these things, because each one has some capacity to deliver. So we may not match it with the mainstream people, but why not look at our own abilities and then combine together and take something more, deliverable to market needs.
Yeah, yeah. I would like to, tell you about one of your student, Abhishek Anand. He was part
Yeah.
of our talent show.
Yes. Yeah, I was there for that. So Abhishek has been doing excellent work on digitization now. In fact, Abhishek, I would put it right now, like we also tried him at an office. He went as a trainee for almost a year. By the time the pandemic also started, and they were also upset, what will he do now, sitting at home and all that. And this came as a very good option because he is very good in computers. Even earlier, he has worked on data entry projects, and he's very able boy who is into the spectrum. But he's quite able now. He's doing an excellent work on digitization now. So you ask him now, he says he spends the whole day now. He's so happy, like his dad. He's sitting with his laptop and working in something. So, which is, all these things is a very, it gives a dignity for them, like they are fully engaged with a meaningful work. So that is the first point.
Parents, any questions? We are open to questions now.
Sorry, I'll just see the chat box. I didn't see.
Yeah, sure. How can I meet you, Jayashree and Akhila, ma'am, regarding working and expanding and providing market products? Is somebody
So
here?
we work between Monday to Friday. Now we have opened our center. So please do call us and then fix up a time and come and meet us. Always, you're most welcome. And please share the numbers. I think you have the numbers.
Yeah,
right?
we have already shared. We have already
Yeah,
shared.
I've also put the details. We'll be happy to meet anyone like that way. We would like to hear more ideas. We also have a parents group. Like we have around 33 students at Amog now. we also started with a small center at Nimhans Rehabilitation Center, Psychiatric Rehabilitation Center. So we worked a lot with them. And then they had given us a space to start with the computer training there. In 2019, we started and the pandemic started. And then still now, but we are in touch with the doctors there. And then a few of our students has been forwarded by them actually. And that's where we have started working with mental illness also. And those, in fact, a few of the students who have had the condition of some of the disability have got into mental illness during this pandemic time, unfortunately. So these are I would say, what do you call it, the after effect or the effect of sitting at home with no socializing. We are all able to express to some extent, where these students are not able to express some of their feelings and some of their whatever sitting at home, and then that is showing on their health also, getting into depression and other things, which is very unfortunate.
Say there's somebody has asked whether it's Nimhans in Hyderabad. No, it is in Bangalore. So we are Bangalore based. So we have a center, computer training center at Nimhans in Bangalore. But now that is also closed because of the pandemic. And there is another question from Dr. Shah Jayshree. Can you answer that?
Okay.
My son is on the spectrum, double graduate BCA, bachelor's in computer application, and BMM, bachelor's of mass media. At present, engaged in my hospital. Any lead for job or work from home?
So, Dr. Shah, does he have a disability certificate, first of all? Does he have...
Dr. Shah, you can unmute here and talk. Dr. Shah, you can please unmute and talk.
So, am I audible? Hello?
Yes, are you there?
Yeah, yes, Dr. Shah. Good evening. So, I just wanted to understand, your son seems to be very talented, like he's quite a qualified person, but does he have a disability certificate or a UDIDI card or anything?
Yes, he has got a UDID card. He's on the spectrum with 50% disability.
Okay. Can you just send us his CV to my email ID? Because there has been a lot of inquiries on from various sources. I will just try to see if I can connect you with some of them, if it can work out for you. But some of the things, companies, big MNCs, they are looking at timings of USA and UK and all other things. I don't know if you people are ready, because few of whoever we got, got them connected to, some of them backed out because, it's very difficult for them to work for 8-9 hours in the US timings. Because US timing is a very killing timing, starts at late evening and then goes till midnight and all, early morning. And the UK timing is still doable. So, so we are just trying to see how best we can do. So please send send his CV to our email ID, sir.
Yeah, I think he heard it.
So I hope he's there. So anyhow, on the chat box, the email ID is there.
Yes, it's been shared. It's been shared.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Any other question, parents? Anybody would like to ask? He has a bad network, I think. He's trying to speak, but we are not able to hear him.
Can you ask him to type it in the chat?
Can you please type, Dr. Ashok Shah? Can you please type? No.
So the other thing, Arpita, I was also looking at is, when we look at something productive, some livelihood, so can we look at alternate to employment? What are all the options alternate to employment available, So work from home, then sheltered workspace. Hospitality has a lot of options, hospitality industry.
But during pandemic, is it open now? I mean, are they accepting?
No. Let's assume that pandemic will get over. So even during pandemic, some options are coming on training. Like Mitti Cafe has set up a cafeteria in Jayanagar. You must be aware of that. And so Alina has been in touch with us also, so they have a store and they are looking at people to NGOs to display, individuals or NGOs to display their products. They are also coming, a lot of e-commerce websites are, in touch with us, to put our products on their e-commerce portals. And then, so Alina has also been talking to us on setting up cafeterias. So cafeteria model is where, you don't have to work for 8-9 hours. So maybe a small kiosk or different types of cafeteria outlets can be made. So those are emerging as alternate options to, employment options.
So are they training the Mitti Cafe people are training whoever they are recruiting?
They are giving training, and now right now, especially I think she's just starting now after the pandemic. So she's also launching her e-commerce website where she wants products done by differently able. And there are also other e-commerce portals where they are asking for products done by differently able. So we are talking as from AMOG also and from DNA also to work out good MOU with them, not asking for 25% margin and all, which is not doable for us. There for mainstream products, they can get into all sort of margins with large volumes. For NGO setup, I don't think that will all work out. So we are trying our best to talk to them and come out with a solution for that actually. And Alina has been, one of her plan is to train students to set up cafeterias. So any parent interested can get connected and we can work out a plan for. We have a proposal ready for that actually, and we are interested. We want interested parents. See, all this alone NGO cannot do. Get into such things. We want a collaboration of a parent, all the stakeholders. So let it be parent, let it be students, the NGO, the trainer, or the organizer, or the person where, or the place where the whole setup has to be done. So it's a collaboration of so many people. So you need a lot of planning and anyhow, but we have a proposal ready. So if any of the parent is interested, do get in touch with us. We can start the dialogue. It may take some time. I think any plan, if we have to execute it, we have to really do a good foundation, right? So I think we need to sit and come out, talk it out and iron out differences and then come out very clearly on the positive and the negative side of each project. So then we can take it up as a real-time project. But these are very doable things, where Alina has very successfully arrived at her model. And now she had opened it up in all IT parks, and thanks to this pandemic, it all got stalled. Otherwise, she had so much of openings, all the IT parks had offered her space and she was more candidates for training and other things and all. And if you are all aware of Arpan Cafe in Bombay, they have already been doing one cafeteria very beautifully run by one parent with a group of 15 differently able adults. All mixed, not only autism. It's all mixed group. They are running a very successful, they have grown out as an enterprise now because their income has been so high. So they moved out of an NGO and now they have become, they also do dabba deliveries, lunch meals for them. So all those are, different way of alternate way of engaging our students and earn a livelihood out of that, which is very, very, I would say, convenient also from the point of, the work hours. I don't think in our group anyone can work for 8 to 9 hours in a corporate world. They will get lost and they will get into health and other things and all.
So another option, Jayashree, that was there was one for in retail marketing.
Yeah, retail also a lot of inquiry has been there.
There is one organization called Souls Arc. They are giving training to people with autism and other disabilities to work in the retail sector. Maybe we can.
So they have got inquiries from Amazon and Flipkart and other big time retail e-commerce portals. But again, these trainings will be trainings, post training also few may get the mainstream, like in a mall or in a big time supermarket, and few may get into their warehouses, where it will be more physical work, but it's all a good avenue of earning for them. And if a person has a physical ability, they should look forward to all these options.
Yes.
And a lot of companies are also opening out. That's where I asked Dr. Shah, they are also wanting as a documentation, the clear papers of their UDID and their, all these things. I think parents, you will know better, but still I'm just trying to caution you all, like, all these papers are very important. So apply for UDID, get your disability card updated, and then keep your Aadhaar card and all those things. For any options, they first ask for these papers.
And parents who are in Bangalore, they can, if they want any training opportunities, we cannot through Mission 1000 also, they can contact any NGO in Bangalore, and through that NGO can go to Mission 1000 training programs.
Yeah.
We don't know, they give opportunities for training people in car wash and hospitality and other areas. So last year we had one of our students got trained in car wash, and LHS had offered that opportunity, and they got employment also, but then it all stopped because of the pandemic. But I hope they will restart that. So through Mission 1000, for any training opportunities in Mission 1000 is a program where they I don't know how much it's facilitated by Enable India. They send students to various training opportunities where at least they get exposed to training in other big organizations, and some of them get employed. So if they are not a part of Mission 1000 also, they can go through NGOs who are a part of Mission 1000, so that they can avail of this training opportunities.
Yeah. So heartwarming and so good to know about so many opportunities for our young adults.
Yeah.
It's all opening up. I think a lot of, I would say Bangalore is the most happening place for disability sector, and very, very proactive NGOs, and also a lot of collaborations are successfully been running. I think we are all very open to working with others and sharing our ideas, and then that way Amog also is we want more people to share your experience and ideas, and so that all of us work collaboratively and then try to empower these students and then make them more enabling.
Yeah, indeed. So any other question parents have? And I would like you to send a message to all the parents who are still hesitant to send their children for the skill development centers. I mean, many parents.
I think the most.
Any message for them?
No, I think please believe in every human being. That is the first thing. I think every human being has an ability, hidden ability. I think we as a mother, as a anyone, who belong to any society, I think we have to enable and then bring out and nurture, and it is our duty, I think. So as we are all privileged, I would say we are all privileged to be in a setup where, it is our duty to find out what is happening in the neighborhood. And then, in fact, Amog as such, touchwood, we just got into disability sector, I don't know, providence, I would say. Otherwise, there has been none of our trustees or parents or anything, we just got into the whole thing. And then after starting the program, we realized the depth of the whole thing. And then subsequently, I don't think we have ever advertised anywhere. And right now we have stopped the admission after certain time period because the bandwidth, we are not able to manage that much, because if you have to spend so much of focusing time with them. So that is where I think everyone has a responsibility to, nurture and bring out the best of and we believe, I think one has to believe on your own self. That is the thing, first thing, believe in your own self and your own children.
And you never know what you will be surprised with what they can do. We have been surprised
Yeah,
so
yeah.
many
Every
times
day
with
is
what their
a new thing for
ability.
us,
And,
actually. Yeah.
so please
Yeah.
don't deny your children any
Yes.
opportunity that is available in the vicinity. You may have to take some trouble for that, but it may be worth it. So please don't deny any such opportunity. Please put your children in a very in a peer group where they'll be happy. You can try to do there. You can find something in the neighborhood. Please take them and be with them. You can
And
engage a caretaker if you yourself may not be able to
yeah.
spend time.
Yeah, we
So
have had
that,
such kind of students
uh,
also where the shadow teacher concept continued for training also, because that
yes,
boy needed for starting anything. But he is very able. He just wanted someone to start and this and do something and then stop also. He won't stop at something. So
yeah.
for both those things, we can't be providing our time. So the parents engaged one shadow teacher first. And subsequently, the shadow teacher is now working in our digitization project.
So
So
don't
things
deny them any
don't deny them.
opportunity. Any
Absolutely,
opportunity.
absolutely. Believe in your own child, and then everyone is talented. It is just that we have to just nurture and find out what is the best out of them we can bring out of.
Yeah, there's a question. Is there a good place where we can do an assessment or career guidance?
So, career guidance, I would not say assessment. Of course, we send them to NIMHANS. All our students, we send them to NIMHANS. So based on the clinical psychologist, whatever reports, when they come to us, then we try to find out their abilities and interest and other things. Career guidance, we are not an expert on that. We can only offer whatever best we can offer to them. So that's where I'm saying the parents have to match. First of all, find out, assess, and then only look at career guidance. I would split that into two things. I would say, because career guidance, don't take it as career guidance. First, you assess them, understand your child, and then look at planning for the next year.
There are questions. How do I understand where my child's talent lies? How do I tap my child's potential?
So you have to expose them. That's where engagement is the main thing. You expose them to various options. So what best you can offer to them. So that's where I think a mother, father plays a big role, offer whatever best they can offer, whether it is music or art or any other training. They may not even realize that they are enjoying these things. So it is the responsibility of the parents to expose them, provide them the best exposure. But don't trust your ideas. Give them some opportunity to expose them to any other new thing which they think that it may help. So have faith on any exposure. Let it go. I mean, even if it takes 1 or 2 years, it's okay. I would. In
You
the
can
long
put
run,
them.
I think you will
Yeah.
definitely get into something which will be the happiest thing for the child.
So you can put them in a center where there is kind of assorted training is happening, and give them some time to know where the child can do better or what are his interest. Even for us, it takes some time, some 6 months to 1 year to know what the student is capable of, what his interests are, and all. Then continue in that field in this.
Yeah.
So
So we always tell the
it is
parents
all.
request at least 1 year.
It's
We tell
always
the
at
parents that just leave them for
yeah.
1 year, then come to us after
Yeah.
1 year. In between, if there is behavior issues, we will inform them.
It's always a trial and error method
Yes.
only. There is no
Yeah,
foolproof
learnings
method
only.
for it.
By mistakes only you keep learning.
Yeah, any center you know in Bombay, somebody has asked.
For
Skill development center like this in Mumbai.
see, there is this adult support kendra of Bombay. Ask, they must be knowing about them. So it's a group of parents group where adults, whatever, all these issues are discussed, and I can get the details of them. I can share it.
Yeah, you have your email ID is given. So
Yeah.
I request the parent to email her.
Right, that's where we have been, they have been talking to us for this digitization project now. So I know few people in the adults. So I'm a part of this Keystone Human Resources, Human Services, Keystone Research Institute, where they have been working with in India with National Trust and central government on bringing out the best for disabled awareness and education and other things and all. So through them, they conduct a lot of workshops and other things and all. So we got connected. Also, there is an All India SRV group is there where we have got a networking group. So I can connect you with the Adult Support Kendra of.
Thank you so much. I mean, anything in Hyderabad when parent is asked?
I always find out that. Definitely, I will be able to help you.
Okay, parents, you can email her. Her email ID has been shared. Please send
As
a mail
you
to her and she'll help you out.
Yeah, good networking is there with SRV group. So I can definitely come out with some names, which they may know already, but still whatever best I can do, I will do that.
Wherever there is no such thing, please start one yourself. That's what I would
Yeah, that's what I think the parents should realize that there is nothing happening. They should themselves start something.
start, yeah.
So we are there to facilitate that. At least that much I can offer you people. If you form some 10 parents and then start talking, we can be a moderator for them. And then they can start something on their own. Oh, that's great. See, someone has started a mobile organic store. Fantastic.
Yes.
That's great. Where are they from? Can I know from which city?
You can unmute and talk. I mean, you can speak up.
Hyderabad. Hi, this is
Great.
Preeti Asar.
Fantastic. So what do you do, ma'am? Can you just share some your whatever
There
experience?
is another parent. So the main baby is hers. It's the organic mobile store where like children like ours, to keep them more is to keep them occupied and busy and have a routine in their life. So pre-pandemic, it was like a organic mobile van where we would sell vegetables and other pastas or whatever, and there was a center. So morning from 9 to 1 or 2, they'll be there in the center. And then 3 o'clock onwards, these mobile van will go to different gated communities where my daughter and one more child boy used to, like they'll go, and we had a driver and a manager and one lady who will go with, as you said, somebody to make it everything secure for them, where they will sell, they will introduce what vegetables they have. And so the manager would go and first tie up and talk to the gated communities. So this is also a good idea where, it's
Very
little
good
bit,
idea.
we're not making too much money. I don't think so we're making money, but at
No,
least
no.
our
But
routine
I
is
think the idea is very good, ma'am. I think you have
Yes.
come out with an excellent idea.
Yes.
And so similarly, Arpita, recently we got connected to one e-commerce portal called kadaiveedi.com. It's a Chennai-based e-commerce portal where they are supporting women entrepreneurs and also product made by marginalized community. So they came to know about disability sector. So now similar, they are saying they will offer cart, Kadaiveedi in Tamil, it means shopping.
So, ma'am, if I can interrupt, just now, just one of the parents, she's only like, we are pulling in little bit, and that other parent is pulling. Anyway, we can get a tie-up with NGO or some help and how we can grow, because long-term sustainability is also an issue. And now pandemic, we still have to pay the salaries and all, but we are not able to go to the gated communities. So it's just happening online, everything.
But communities are opening now, no? Ma'am?
Yeah, but we are also not too sure. They've not taken the vaccine and all. Just first dose has been taken.
Yeah, I think
But if we get a NGO support on how to grow, some guideline or some like a hand holding we need now. We parent have started, but we need a
see,
hand
ma'am,
hold.
so I am a part of this group called Social Venture Partner. They help in, grooming organizations. Can you just, you connect with me, I will tell you the details.
I will connect with you.
Yeah, so they are Indian School of, that ISB group is there. There's a professor there who is a part of SVP.
What's his name?
Rangnekar, I think Professor Rangnekar.
Randekar. Acha, okay. No, because I've done some 2-3 courses in ISB, so I was wondering if I heard of his name. That doesn't matter. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll connect with you separately with my manager of the store and the other parents.
Yeah, this is not ISB. He is part of SVP, Social Venture Partners, is one of the big group.
Okay.
So I will connect you with them. They will be definitely able to help you.
Okay. That's a nice thing to know. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.
So a
Arpita.
very interesting and so much informative session we had today. I mean, I'm
That's so
sure the
nice.
parents will have to now look forever, like what to do with my child, and they have hundred of options.
Yeah, yeah.
What not to do with my child and what to do with my child.
But see, that's what I see. Lot of options are now coming, and people, the mainstream people are also opening out and welcoming with new ideas. I think it is for us to now take the opportunity. So collaboration is the model. I think you have to collaborate. The parents, NGOs, organizations, communities, everyone has to collaborate and then come out with successful models.
Right.
Thank you all for the very nice.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. It was really, really nice and very,
Thank
very
you. Yeah, I think we can
informative,
talk
highly
endlessly.
informative.
Yeah, we can keep talking endlessly. I think.
And I'm sure many, many parents will connect to you because
Sure.
you've been so open and so encouraging to all of them.
Most
regarding all
welcome.
the
Thank you
programs
so
and everything.
much. So,
Thank you so
Dr.
much.
Shah, my name is Jayashree. My colleague's name is Akhila. He's asked what is my name.
Okay.
So I'm Jayashree and she's Akhila.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
being part of
Thank
Extra
you.
for Life. Thank you for coming.
So
Thank
we
you,
will
Akhila, ma'am.
continue to look forward to your whatever activities happening. Please keep us informed. We would like to join you at any point.
Yeah, Dr. Madhuri has come. Yeah. Over to you, Dr.
Yeah,
Madhuri.
thank you so much to both of you, Ms. Jayashree and Ms. Akhila. Your work has always been very inspiring to us. So lovely that you've shared it here. And what I was thinking during your talk was that we should definitely have a program next where we bring a few of you together, encouraging parents to start something on their own,
Yes.
where maybe it can be like broad guidelines and just ideating initially, because we know that, while there are amazing organizations like you're doing a lot of work, I think we just need so many more of those sprouting up all over the place. And
but
definitely,
yeah, Madhuri, my observation is parents also need an anchor. No? So they need an anchor where the NGOs play their role. So,
yes,
so I
definitely.
think NGOs have to anchor them and then enable them
Yes.
to sustain with the model what they have want to do.
Yes, yes. So like, I mean, our aim with the Mitra for Life Foundation has always been to connect the dots and, bring all the players together so that the network can happen and the support can also happen. So we'll definitely look forward to doing that. We will connect with you offline and we will see how we can bring a few people together to talk about this.
Thank you so much, Madhuri. It's been
Thank you
a pleasure
so
for us.
much.
Thank you, Madhuri. Thank you, Arpita.
Thank you so much.
so
Thank
much.
you. Lovely
For all
having you.
your kind words and then all the best wishes to all the parents.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Just telling all the parents, our youth club is going great. We have the program this Saturday. We've run this online social thing where 16 plus, if your child is 16 plus, then they can enroll right into it. It's just fun hangouts with a group of peers every Saturday right now running online. So it's a lot of different types of activities with our volunteers, with our youth volunteers. So do try and be a part of it. You can enroll, and our dad's club is on, full steam ahead. And in about a week, there is a program on financial planning with Mr. Jitendra Solanki. And this is only for members of the dad's club. So all information is on our website, mitraforlife.org. And we will also share on the Mitra for Life groups. For anyone who is not part of the Mitra for Life group, groups yet, we will share the link here, the WhatsApp group invite, and you can also find all details on our website. Yeah.
Can you please
So thank you all so much.
first, Dr. Madhuri, I would like to put
Yes.
it in our parents group.
Definitely.
Let them all
Definitely.
get into knowing you all.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. This is what we do. We are not a school. We are not a vocational center. We are just a real world social network, bringing families together. So as of now, we are about 500 families from across India.
Fantastic.
And this is what we do, out of the box solutions, and of course bringing everyone together. There are a lot of parents who need ideas and guidance, and there are so many wonderful organizations like ma'am's doing lovely work. So just to bring the two together to create more ideas and make things easier for everyone. Yeah. So thank you all so much. Thank you, Jayashree ma'am. Thank you, Akhila ma'am.
Thank you.
And we'll see everyone next Thursday at our meeting. Yeah.
Sure. Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Have a lovely week. Bye-bye.
Bye.